Hello guys, I hope you're doing good. Um, yeah, it's yet another good day. Please, I hope you can all hear me and also see my particular screen. Maybe one person confirm that for me kindly, that you can see my screen and you can hear me perfectly. Anyone on the call? Awesome. Okay, so we've been doing chain fusion series from I think this is now the third session for it. We've been basically checking out how internet computer blockchain is able to fuse any type of blockchain, and mostly how this comes to happen is through something called ECDSA signing keys. Yeah. So ICP, as much as it's a layer 1 blockchain on its own, can integrate multiple blockchains at the moment. More updates are still coming in, but so far so good. The commonly known integration is CKBTC, CKETH, CK-Link. This is Chainlink Chain, CKOCT. This is a multi-network. There's this meme coin called CK Pepe, CK Shiba Inu, stable coins such as CKUSDC. CKUSDT actually got integrated like the other day. It got announced like last week. We have CK Wrapped Bitcoin, CK, Wrapped Tether. Yeah, it's many CKs are coming in. Now you can even access testnet tokens. We did CKBTC in our particular sessions. Yeah, the past sessions that we had, we basically did a whole task where we were teaching you how to transfer to get CKBTC to your particular wallet. I think maybe if I can confirm that for my Bitfinity wallet. Let me try and log in and then see. Yeah, there was a whole challenge that we were asking everyone to at least do it. I hope you were able to manage through. Most people told me they were able to, but if you didn't, yeah, we shared the whole link before. Let me just log in here. Just wanna show you guys the CK CK testnet Bitcoin. Yeah, CK test BTC that we did a whole tutorial of. I think I'm logged in now. Yeah. Yeah, here it is, CK test BTC. How we did that tutorial, you'll particularly have to go back in our first sessions, but as you can basically the whole overview of that is ICP can be able to integrate multiple chains at the moment, and we decided to start on this chain fusion series. We decided to start with Bitcoin. Bitcoin is basically a very major key player in the cryptocurrency side and also in the blockchain side. You know why? Because Bitcoin is the first cryptocurrency that has been successful. It's the one that has the biggest value, market cap, and a lot of things to it. The other day, the presidential candidate Donald Trump was just talking in the Bitcoin conference, I guess in Nashville, just I think days ago. Yeah, so it's a very big deal because Bitcoin represents where the future is headed at, where people are actually moving to more of the, you know, of the cryptocurrency aspect, and it's being recognized as a use case in many countries. Uh, yeah. Um, Basically, what a brief thing you should know about Bitcoin is Bitcoin was launched in 2008 to 2009. Um, I think if I would have been, if I would have had um, a laptop at that time, most likely I would have, checked out how to purchase Bitcoin and then purchase my Bitcoin, because the price of Bitcoin that time was basically, um, you know, as low as even $1. And right now, the price of Bitcoin is, I think, last time I checked, that was like 66,000. That means this is a currency that has ended up evolving. It has a big value. It's almost reaching the value of gold and the value of silver and the rest. It's huge, yeah, and it all goes back to the history of money. Um, so for us as developers, how we come in is we play also a major key role, because most of these payments that you'll expect people to use um, have to be easier, have to be better. If you're thinking a world whereby we want everyone to move on the cryptocurrency side, um, there's some ground rules that have to be set. Yeah, like for example, if if right now one of the biggest challenges in cryptocurrency is the issue of security. Security in terms of, if someone has your particular information, has your seed phrase, has your financial information, they can literally hack you and you don't know who they are. You just see a particular address that did a transfer from your particular wallet, and such cases are the cases whereby fraud cases. You have heard of money laundering. Such are the reasons why most governments don't want to actually impose cryptocurrency yet. Yeah. How ICP comes in. Mm, ICP actually plays a major key role in scaling of Bitcoin, and this is now where we've been focusing on. So Bitcoin was launched in 2008. In 2009, it was introduced, as the first decentralized cryptocurrency that uses blockchain technology. So Bitcoin plays a major key role, yeah. So ICP has been able to do a Bitcoin integration, which I told you guys, it all narrows down to using signing keys that are called ECDSA signing keys. Yeah. Um, right now, how Internet Computer has integrated Bitcoin is we have something called chain key Bitcoin. Yeah, whereby chain key Bitcoin uh, is a twin token for Bitcoin. It's basically one Bitcoin has the same value of has the same value as one TKBTC. It's basically a twin for it, and this comes in play through the canister smart contract. Yeah, that a canister smart contract is created because Bitcoin as a chain on its own it's a fast chain, but it's a chain it's a fast cryptocurrency, but it's a cryptocurrency that didn't have smart contracts. That's why Ethereum came in play, as a huge competitor of Bitcoin, because Ethereum was like the first cryptocurrency where you can leverage smart contracts. That's why right now we have Ethereum layer 2s, probably will go up to layer 3s right now, even if, because people are trying to make Ethereum better, the same way ICP tries to make Bitcoin better. Yeah. So how ICP does this um, is basically simple. Allow me to go to here. Yeah. Yeah. So ICP basically comes in play with canisters. Yeah. So what you're seeing over here, this is just an image of Bitcoin canisters now canister smart contracts that exist. Because like I said, Bitcoin on its own does not have smart contracts. But if you're using chain fusion or chain key cryptography on Bitcoin, then you need to set a particular canister for Bitcoin. Yeah. So basically, this image represents how you use CDSA signing keys to communicate to Bitcoin canister smart contracts, which Bitcoin canister smart contracts have the same functions, and these functions are basically to receive, hold, and send Bitcoin all directly with transactions on the Bitcoin network. So it's basically doing the same thing, but the only difference here is now since you have a canister smart contract at play, you can be able to tweak that particular smart contract. So it's basically, think of it as a fork of Bitcoin, but now this particular fork we can give it our functions. Like for example, one of the challenges is Bitcoin is expensive. It has high gas fees. Sending you some Bitcoin, like $6 of Bitcoin, is probably gonna cost you a lot. It's probably gonna cost you even $12 as gas fees, yeah, depending on how the price of Bitcoin is, yeah. But now ICP comes in play whereby the gas fees are less, and the gas fees are as low as 0.001. If I'm not wrong, by the way, because I've been using CKBTC. Yeah, I've been using CKBTC for a while. Let me just quit it. Wanted to open my particular plug wallet, but it's okay. Yeah. Yeah. So before, how things used to work. Yeah. When Bitcoin was actually introduced. Yeah. Of course, over the time, ICB is not the first particular, let's just say, unit to try and make Bitcoin better. We had an existence of such coins like Litecoin, which was basically, it was just like Bitcoin but better, whereby the cheaper gas fees, but the gas fees are still not yet as cheap as how ICP is at the moment. Yeah, and also when you're sending someone Bitcoin, it might take you a long time to receive that Bitcoin because sometimes it might take up to 80, sorry, sometimes it might take up to 80 confirmations for you to actually confirm that you actually got your particular Bitcoin, and you just want to receive your particular Bitcoin so fast. So I always say, if you think of a world whereby now, since Bitcoin is the leading cryptocurrency, if you think in a world whereby now we want everyone in the world to use Bitcoin, then it has to be easy for anyone. That means anyone who is actually not aware of even blockchain technology, but they know every day they trade, they buy goods. Whatever they do, they use money. Yeah, for you to make a whole world to do that, then, or a whole community to do that, then you actually need to make it fair for everyone. So how do you make it fair is you make the gas fees affordable, and also you make of course, the speed to be good, more like M-Pesa. It's more like right now we can't tell everyone in Kenya, since M-Pesa has been a success, we can't tell everyone in Kenya, hey, please start using CKBTC as your mode of payment right now. We've moved from using mobile money. Now we want to use cryptocurrency. We can't do that because of course, apart from the risks, but sometimes someone might feel like it's not fair to them if they're using real Bitcoin. But if you're using something like CKBTC, then the fees are less, and also the speed is so fast. So this actually scales Bitcoin, because even you as a person, you can open your shop today and say that, you know what, I know about crypto, I know about Web3. So in my shop, as much as I'm accepting payments where you can use mobile money, I'm also accepting crypto, so you can pay me in CKBTC today. Yeah, so if you pay me in CKBTC, it's easier because now you won't have to worry about the gas fees, and you won't have to worry about the time. If you're paying me, everything is just one time. So this makes it seamless, it makes it cheaper, it cuts third parties. Yeah, and now talking about third parties. Yeah, how Bitcoin used to work and still works right now is there's something called wrap Bitcoin. Yeah, wrap Bitcoin is good. It's also one of the OGs over here. We even have a under Chain Fusion. There's a Canister smart contract that was integrated for it. So it's still an OG because it's basically that's how people used to transact. Sorry, let me get back to my basically that's how people used to transact, whereby if I have Ethereum, for example, and I want Bitcoin, then instead of getting real Bitcoin and I want cheaper mode of Bitcoin, I'll use wrap Bitcoin. And of course, the issue about wrap Bitcoin is it's you're using a bridging service. Yeah, you can use just an example of different bridging platforms, but there's a lot of bridging platforms that basically it's like they are an intermediary of, if you have Ethereum and you want Bitcoin, it's more like they're the swap person. It's like they're the ledger in between, and they do that, but then they give you wrapped Bitcoin, which is cheaper because the gas fees are cheaper, and of course maybe time sometimes they're not for wrapped Bitcoin. Sometimes the time is usually the same, but the transaction fees may be slightly less, but hasn't reached as low as CKBTC at the moment. Yeah, so of course how things work now is through this integration. Yeah, let me this is just an example of how transactions work. There's always Bob, Alice, and somewhere. This is just an example of how transactions work. So if you're talking about these canister smart contracts, these particular images, these canister smart contracts, how they now work on the Bitcoin system is, yes, there's an introduction to ECDSA keys, which function like that. But then you can always use Bitcoin APIs, which enables canisters to fetch the balances, UTXOs, and send transactions. And they also do direct communication with the Bitcoin nodes. Yeah. So canister smart contracts play a major key role in this, and this is how CKBTC comes in play. As you can see here, there's a TCD ECDSA API key, which enables canisters to securely hold and use ECDSA keys. Yeah, it's a whole thing of what I was saying. This is it's also still the same thing. So these canister smart contracts can access balances on the Bitcoin network, and they can submit Bitcoin transactions. They can request canister transaction fees. So a canister in ICP or internet computer, a canister smart contract, just think of it as basically a smart contract, or an easier term is the backend. The backend canister smart contract plays a major key role in this. Yeah, this is just an image of how this whole transaction happens from a smart contract canister. You can see here there's you can get UTXOs. The canister uses this particular method. You can send transactions. There's always how chain key cryptography works is there's always a clone of something. So this smart contract coming in play, it clones another it clones the particular Bitcoin canister. So Bitcoin network on its own assume it has been cloned by a canister smart contract, and all the particular functions happen as it is. Yeah, that's basically what this shows. Yeah. and then of course there's signing keys, and yeah. So basically that's how chain key transactions work. And of course there's a, like I said, there's a canister, Bitcoin canister. This is still the same thing. They have to be CDSA keys, and then keys, and then the particular API functions which I've named again. Yeah. So yeah, benefits of CKBTC, like I said, they're easier to integrate, they're faster and cheaper. You know, personally, we've been using CKBTC. A good example of how maybe you can say the community has used CKBTC at the moment is we got this airdrop for Motoko Sentinels from Bionic. Yeah, from Bionic, and people were basically purchasing yeah, people are basically purchasing uh NFTs using CKBTC. You know, they were called Motoko Sentinels, if I'm not wrong. So if you could see that I could send you CKBTC, or I could send CKBTC from I could swap CKBTC from, for example, from IC swap, or from my particular wallet, and then if I'm sending my CKBTC to a different account, then I see the gas fees are cheaper. Yeah. So CKBTC is really huge, but as much as how it also comes into play is, of course, there's, like I said, there's the Bitcoin network, there's the Bitcoin canister. Like I said, you need to have a canister smart contract, and then there's something that's always called a minter and a ledger. Yeah, when you check the dashboard, ICP dashboard, where everything goes on over here. When I come here in Chain Fusion, CKBTC, and then check out this, you'll see here that there's a minter and there's a ledger. Yeah, so a ledger usually plays a major key role. This is just basically the ledger canister for CKBTC. It has different canister methods such as get blocks, get data certificate, transactions, and then it leverages ICRC1 balance functions. In both our classes that we had before, we went through what ICRC1, how ICRC1 standard token comes in play. So even when you're coming back to Bitcoin is still a token, so when you're coming in also on CKBTC basically has the same the get blocks, get this particular functions, and then they also leverage the ICRC1 token standard, which is like the a prime token standard for tokens of internet computer blockchain. Yeah. And then there's always a minter. When you check here on the dashboard, there's always a minter. A minter is usually important. A minter exists in all tokens. Any token that you have created doesn't have to be Bitcoin. Any token that you have created usually needs to have a minter. A minter is basically where think of it as creation of the tokens. Minter is usually usually has different particular methods. For the Bitcoin minter has these various canister methods, such as the ones you're seeing here. The most common ones is get Bitcoin address, get the deposit fee, get the non-UTXOs, get the withdrawal account, all of this, depending on which particular language you can use. Because at least it's easy, you can always see the languages in different if you're using Motoko, Rust, JavaScript, TypeScript, then languages over there. Yeah, so let me come back to this. So the minter and the ledger, usually just think of them as the minter is more like the creator of the particular tokens. So this particular Bitcoin canister on its own, how Bitcoin is, how it is running, how it exists, all the transactions that exist over there, are held on the Bitcoin canister. There's the minter over there that is responsible of creating this particular token, because even Bitcoin on its own, all cryptocurrencies, you're actually creating the particular tokens from the cloud. And then there's always a ledger. A ledger is usually more like the third party, more like right now if you're doing any transaction, if you're sending someone any cryptocurrency, what really is responsible of those transactions until you get the messages of you've received this and this amount of ICP or CKBT or anything. A ledger usually has to be in play because it's the one that is responsible of transfer of the particular tokens. Yeah. So that's basically what it does. So let's go step to coding. Like I said, we first did the meet and transfer CKBTC just to know at least what CKBTC is, and today we're gonna go a bit deeper. Like I told you guys, there's a current encode hackathon that's going on. I think let me just check it out. You guys are open to, okay, I don't know if it has reached far, but you guys are open to participating in it. Okay, I don't know, let me confirm, but it's a chain fusion hackathon for ICP. Yeah, here it is. 8th July, started on 8th July. I think it's supposed to end. Yeah, I think it's supposed to end like, yeah, I don't know. I think it's supposed to end in somewhere in August, but you're open to register for it. So our particular, I'm gonna use one of the tutorial by one of the awesome Dev Rels who exist on the ICP system. He provided this. His name is Moritz. Let me just post it on the group. But basically now that's basically more of our assignment. We're gonna also be following it and able you to interact with the CKBTC one way or another. Sorry for that. So basically this tutorial is think about it. But you're basically what you're doing is the goal of it is to build an app that upon payment it returns a fortune cookie. And the goal of this is to show you how you can integrate CKBTC and ICRC1 ledger in general. Yeah, like I said, this also goes back to our token classes. If you are really careful, we usually went way back to types of tokens and ICRC1 type of tokens and all these other tokens that particularly exist, and we saw why ICRC1 token is really important. I'm trying to look for, yeah, of course, ICRC1 token standard. Maybe what you should know about it, simple thing, is it's a fungible token standard that provides a common interface for fungible tokens on ICP. It addresses the need for uniformity of fungible tokens. It's more like, think of it as ERC20 token on Ethereum. It was created by, of course, the community, but this is why I want you to check. This token is designed for fungible tokens such as CKBTC that we are doing, Skate, and more of the other tokens that currently exist. Yeah, ICRC1 basically, I think it means internet computer. Yeah, it's which is ICRC1 token in full. I think it's internet computer comments something for 20. It's just like ERC20. it's internet computer request for comments token. Yeah. So as you can see, it's easy for you to track that if you're doing tokens, considering any form of tokens on ICP, especially the chunky ones, usually they are always leveraged with ICRC1 token. So like here on the dashboard of this one, on the dashboard, you can see the CKBTC particular customer smart contract. When you check the ledger canister, you can like I was saying, you can see the canister methods have the methods for Bitcoin itself, but then they also have the ICRC1. So ICRC1 plays a major key role in using CKBTC, and we're gonna see that we've done a lot of examples on how to set up an ICRC1 ledger, but we'll still do it today just for the sake of just remembrance. So I'll use this tutorial, I'll skip some steps or I'll fast forward. But the whole point is also for you now. This is like the challenge of the week. Last time we had the challenge of the week for minting and transferring Bitcoin to particular wallets. Of course, for most of you are successful. Like this is what I told you. For me, I managed to get this fake secret just BTC. Of course, they don't have value because they're just testnet Bitcoins. I wish we could mint real Bitcoins. Imagine that. But it won't make sense because that's like getting money for free. Yeah. So for those of you who don't know what a fortune cookie is, I had a privilege of at least googling for you what a fortune cookie represents. Yeah. Basically, it's just a cookie, but then this particular cookie represents something. Yeah. So allow me to read. Yeah. So fortune cookies are crisp molded biscuits containing a fold slip of paper. Inside each mysterious cookie lies a message of wisdom and goodwill waiting to be revealed on opening. So fortune cookies are delicious and enjoyable treats which are traditionally given to dinner guests at the end of meals as a thank you gift. So just think of it as like for example, if you open in the olden days, if you open a Coca-Cola bottle and then you remove the particular something on the bottle top, you used to get like a reward or something. So think of it, or maybe if you open a sweet and then has something. Basically, that's what it represents, but then it usually has a message. Think of it, just have a message, and then this message usually brings. Okay, it's believed that it brings good luck, yeah. But then on in other countries, it's a huge deal because for example here you can see fortune cookies are useful as they're used for invitations for special events and parties, birthdays, new product releases. If you have an event, sometimes fortune cookies may also contain a list of numbers that are used as lottery numbers in the year. Of course, that's an example. They can also be used for, you can see here, for wedding proposals, and then they can also be used for businesses and fundraisers. They use fortune cookies to promote their products. Maybe if you're getting discounts, you can use them as like coupons for discounts or something like mostly okay in like let's say in Africa, most stores they like doing like there's always like this particular month or day whereby prices are so low in something, or maybe if you continue shopping in that particular shop you get a particular coupon. That's more like really receiving a fortune cookie. Yeah. So yeah, fortune cookie is actually a huge deal. But I want to go further about the cookie itself. Our goal here is actually to just create a fortune cookie whereby now it has the payment flow for CKBTC where you can um yeah, we're gonna see how that basically plays out. Um, I'll follow this step by step, but of course, like I said, I'll skip some steps because I've already done it on my end. The whole goal is to get you to do it, but then me, I'm supposed to just kickstart you. Of course, first thing when you're building on ICP, always have installations. This particular tutorial is a bit outdated, so the effects here is, I mean, 0.14. That's like for last year. Right now, it has been updated by now. Yeah, but I'll open my terminal since I've already done my installations. And maybe I'm just saying that because if you're new, and maybe you've never attended any of our sessions, first thing you always need to do um, is just yeah, just do an installation. So usually have this documentation. Yeah, so the effects new. I'm gonna name my folder fortune cookie, and then I'll oh okay, I've seen it wrong. Oh, I think I have another folder that's called cookie. Let me just confirm. Or I can even just give it a different name. Let me just try different names. It's never that serious. Just call it the effects new fortune. This is basically what we're doing. We're just creating our folder. We're gonna use Motoko. So today we are checking out Motoko. One of the things you should always know about Motoko is I think I opened it over here. Yeah, always check out the developer documentation. This is basically where we usually do our reading and stuff. So it's good to go through the documentation. Them is updated time by time. The first primary language for ICP is Motoko, and of course you'd see what Motoko is. I just want to go to some basic concepts that maybe you should always learn about Motoko. Yeah, it's here. Yeah, Motoko is designed for distributed programming languages with actors. Each actor represents an ICP smart contract. The candidate interface, this might look a bit technical to you, but usually just always check out here basic concepts here on the what Motoko language is, and it has the same language. When you go through this particular Motoko language, you just realize that it's more like other languages. The only difference is just called Motoko. Like it has booleans, it has integers, it has natural numbers. All other languages have the same thing. It has text characters. It has not primitive values like solidity that people love. Just use my just use my front end to be should I use vanilla JS or I should use React? Let me see. I'll just use React. I'll give it some you can add features. I can give this particular folder since we are building on Bitcoin and CKBTC. Of course, I can add internet identity, but I'll just click on Bitcoin red tests also and see what this particular folder has for me. Yeah, I give it like 5 minutes. Of course, always ensure you have good internet. Blah blah blah. me see. Next particular step that we're going to is create variable that holds cookies that will insert this particular piece of code. I think, and then comes into play if you're building here on CKBTC, because like you've seen here on the main ledger canister for ICP, this here the main CKBTC ledger canister, you've seen it basically uses the canister call methods for Bitcoin, and then it uses the ICRC1 ledger canisters, because we've actually what chain key has done, it has actually replicated it, so that's why it comes in. So there's a whole tutorial on how to set up your ICRC1 ledger. We've done that like a lot of times, but in case it's new for you, I just look for you the developer documentation, and then what ICRC1 the ledger. Just search for it. ICRC1 ledger, and then how to set it up. There's a whole tutorial on how to actually set it up. Let me not hurry. Let me just, so that I give you the documentation itself, so that you don't struggle. But we've done it before. Let me see how to set up. Yeah. When you're in the token classes, here in the token classes, of course you see the two main common tokens, ICRC1. You can follow through this whole like link on how to set up an ICRC1 ledger. I'll just post it just in case you can follow through it, but I'll also shorten it. Basically, what you need to know is I've opened a previous ICRC1 project before, and what you should know is this ICRC1 ledger canister. Now it's this one, the one I was showing the GitHub. I've just cloned it, and this is how it looks like. And what you should know is, not in your particular documentation, particular file, you should add this too. So let me open our folder. At least it has finished. So CD fortune, and then I'll do the. I think I'll open it with VS Code. Yeah, and then so this is our particular folder. So on your end, if you're following through, you can do this step, at least this one step of you've just created as long as you've done the installation, you've created a particular folder, call it whatever you want. I've named it Fortune, use Motoko, and use all those that I have actually clicked. You check out the folder, it has the backend, it has the front end. Our backend is gonna be here, Motoko, or Motoko file, and and then of course the front end I selected React. I want to check this particular file, that the JSON file. This will play a major key role. The JSON file, because you need to implement ledgers over here, and of course if you're using Internet identity, like for example you're creating a DApp, so let's on the JSON file as well. So but now I want to set up a ledger canister over here. I told you guys the most easiest way, which I am doing. You can follow the documentation I sent, but there is where you should just basically know is you need this icrc1.did file. So I'm gonna copy it because it exists. I'm just pasting it in my new folder. And then you need this WebAssembly file as well. This one plays a major key role. If you don't have it, usually ICRC1 ledger canister is not always recognized in your particular. Yes, I have those two. As you can see, ICRC1 basically has, this is the candid file. Now this is the whole deployment of an ICRC1 ledger canister. These are the particular functions that you're seeing. It's in candid language. This is basically computer language, this is how it's actually known, but you can always see simple things such as what ICRC1 ledger canister has. It's a token. ICRC1 is a token on its own. It has a name, token symbol, transfer fees, the primary functions of a normal token, because if you're building on CKBTC on Bitcoin, we are also using it. Yeah, so I have set that up. Let me close this one. I think I won't need it for now. And then there's also always the ICRC1 ledger canister that has to be inputted in your dfx.json file. Yeah, as much as you've inputted all of them, dfx.json file plays a major key role. I'll just come in here and then I'll add it. I think I'll add it on here under canisters. I'll just let me just check out how this one has been implemented. So I'll just add it. So basically what I've done, I've just let's just say I have done a shortcut. Yeah, I think I'm missing something like let me see. I think it's Oh yeah, I think I have seen what I don't know if it's this one that oh no. Let me see, where am I going wrong for this particular file? Let me just add it. Let me just add the whole of it over here. Yeah, I see. But basically, yeah, you also need this particular canister code for ICRC1 that I'm trying to implement. Let me also check my other folder. Okay, my other folder doesn't have it, but I can include it. I want to include it, but sometimes it's not really a must, because as long as you have this ICRC1.did file and ICRC1.WebAssembly file, then when you deploy it, you'll automatically always show that it's an ICRC1 ledger. I think let's deploy so that we see how this comes in, so that I just confirm that ICRC1 is completely recognized. This is my other folder. Sorry for that. Yeah, I need this. Let me check this. Yeah, let me close it. But in case of anything, yeah, let me just first do the effect start. Just to confirm that that ICRC1 is recognized. Also for this one, I think ICRC1 ledger canister. Oh, okay. I'll need all of it. Oh yeah, sorry for that. I'll just have to close it. Yeah, it was just a comma. Yeah, so I inputted it on the defects.json file. This also represents, but sometimes you don't really have to put this here, but it's just important for you to do it. And then I'll just, if I do defects deploy, it will show a ledger canister over here. Let me see. Of course, yeah, we're deploying on the, oh, sorry. So I'm using I had to create an identity. So that's why it asked me for my identity. If you don't know about identity, you can, if you did the previous tutorial, you'll know that sometimes when you're deploying, you'll need to create an identity. It's more like your wallet. Yeah. So let me just deploy this as it sets up ICRC1. Yeah, as you can see here, you can see creating ICRC1 ledger canister. So that means you're good to go. Yeah. And then so we've set it up. Yeah, and then I'll just take this particular piece of code. We are coming here on the Motoko file. I'll just, let me try and see if I can grab this and set this piece of code over here. Let cookies. These are different wordings of cookies have been given. Like, of course, they're just words of wisdom. Like, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Or the best way to predict the future is to create it. Yeah, fortune favors the bold. Yeah, I can see here love and laughter are the keys to a joyful heart. I don't know if that's true. Yeah, you just do the thing. Yeah. Okay, I can see here canister requires initial argument. Okay, this has a lot of very many. Oh, this was running. Yeah. I'll take this the functions. Basically, our actor model is now let cookies. Yeah, and then I'll take this piece of code. Basically our function. Let me close this first. And then get cookie. Of course, it needs to return something. That's why it shows an error. Create that great already. Yeah. Because of time, I can see we literally have like 1 hour. Basically what I'm doing is I'm just following this bit of code. Its full mature code is, sorry, let me, I think my laptop just hung or something. Let me see. Yeah, it's back. if I follow through this tutorial, because we're going next step by step, I just basically want to first have this particular, I want to achieve this particular folder, yeah, over here. So I'll just of course you've seen, yeah, I didn't, yeah, this is where actually I think I went wrong. I didn't include the actor model like I showed you guys, but I've just hastened it. Let me, fetching cookies, actor model as first, and then let the cookies, and then give the functions. But let me just copy paste it for now. Because this is basically where you'll reach, and also because of time, I can see it's 8 p.m. Shows me some errors. Let me remove this. What? So let me explain this bit of code from here first. Basically now, your task will be to go through the whole of this, to go through this tutorial and also do it on your own. There's a whole video for it. But basically what I want you to know is what you're trying to achieve here is once you set that piece of code, you can do different functions. Could you kindly unmute? I don't know who's speaking. Okay, who's speaking? Official ghost, kindly unmute. Or let me just remove you because I don't want that distraction. Yeah, sorry for that, guys. Yeah, yeah, I hope I'm still on. So basically what you're trying to achieve is you'll just create the particular ICSC1 ledger canister, and then you'll deploy it. But then since we are using CKBTC, it means that you'll also need to have a CKBTC ledger canister, for the whole piece of code. Let me even just before all this even comes in play, yeah, you'll also need a CKBTC ledger canister. CKBTC ledger canister, you add it the same way as we added our ICSC1 ledger canister. Allow me to check it out. Yeah, here it is. And I want you to check some functionalities about CKBTC ledger canister. So you'll add it also in your next to your ICRC1 ledger canister. You'll also add CKBTC ledger canister because we're doing a whole Bitcoin tutorial. So CKBTC ledger canister has the same, like you can see here. It's reliant on the ICRC1.did file, the one we added over here, and ICRC1 WebAssembly file over here, and of course it even has the token ID for ICRC1 on its own. So basically you'll add it, and then now you'll be able to, when you follow through this step by step, then you'll be able to do some canister calls, like calling the CKBTC ledger canister call. You'll be able to do in like interactions. You will go as far as where we did in our first tutorial. You can actually generate a principal ID. Yeah, you can get a CKBTC ledger. You can get a principal ID, and you can be able to actually send some CKBTC to it, and just see how a transaction can work between the two, between both sides. So basically that's what you're doing. To support this, I'd recommend you watch this particular video. Just came out last year, I think it was in the Educate series, yeah, for it. So I won't continue from there. I think that's enough for introduction, at least learning about something about Bitcoin, and Yeah, I think in our next sessions we'll see where we go, but it always depends with how you guys do with the particular challenges that I give you. So I'd advise you to do this. I'll share it on all groups, of course, to make it easier for you. I think here it shows it's private, so I'll just have to make it. Yeah, I'll make it public a bit, and then yeah, I'll make it public, and then I share it on all. So you just do the tutorial. For now, I'll end my session because I can see our time is it's literally up. And yeah, I hope you learned something about chain key Bitcoin. We've gone so fast. We've created a whole folder. We've called it Fortune, and we basically just set up the dfx.json. Uh, we set up the dfx the sorry we set up the let me just switch to my default identity. Let's see dfx, then use default. Yeah, we've basically set up, just created a folder called Fortune. Our main code is gonna come here on the main.motoko file, which we started the whole cookies particular code, which is it's really quite long because we need to create three more files over here. The whole mature bit code of it is, I have the folder over here, but there's also the whole particular code itself exists. I'll also share this. It's a Motoko code. Check out how you can do this, and then we just basically set up an ICSC1 ledger canister, and also we set up the CKBTC ledger, and we've not continued more from that. So at least basically that's what we've done for today, and yeah. So I'll see you guys on the next session. Depending on if you have a problem with this, then we'll do it step by step. We'll do the whole. We'll continue with the Motoko code from where we left, where we were integrating the cookies. But if it will be easy for you to understand, we'll just move to another topic. So it also comes to now, how far have you reached, or will you reach? So I'll follow up. Yeah. So sorry for eating your 7 minutes. Let me do the necessary things of yeah. In case you have a question, please ask before we dim the session. Yeah, I know for some of you guys it's a bit new. Yeah. Okay. Okay, if there are no more questions for now, yeah, let me just send you guys the tutorial, and then yeah, let's see how it takes all of us one or another. Okay, see you guys. Have a good Wednesday. Yeah. Yeah, I think Silas, you can end the call.